Hi, and welcome back here on the Senior Network. Carrie, we're discussing safety and grab bars. Let's continue that conversation.
Well, our occupational therapists will go into a patient's home, and part of what we get graded on by Medicare, of course, there's different quality measures that we have to report to Medicare. Anytime you're receiving money from them, they want to make sure that money is well spent. So, as part of our quality measures, our occupational therapists will work with the patients on using grab bars, and it sounds kind of maybe trivial to people who are healthy, but certain patients actually need a strategy to get in and out of the bathtub, to get in and out of bed. And especially stroke patients, maybe one side of the body's weaker than the other. So what our occupational therapists do is help them with kind of the activities of daily living. And one of those things might be to make sure the grab bars are installed correctly, and the patient actually knows how to use them.
Gotcha. I'm sure here in the Cypress you have a lot of that, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And when we started this segment, I talked about these homes are custom built, and people get to make custom changes with their paint selections, carpet, wall coverings, and things like that. But like you said, you have to kind of look beyond the needs of the member. I mean, so when the folks move to the Cypress, their average age moving into 75.
Okay.
But they have to look at it as what does my 85-year-old self look, my 95-year-old self look. I mean, we have folks who live to be 100. And so as they're aging in place, that sounds so bad, but that's what it is. They're aging in place. You have to be able to rise up and meet those needs, whether it's a grab bar in the bathroom, whether it's putting in slip-resistant tile or flooring, whether it is putting in better lighting or lighter or brighter light bulbs, what a difference that can make. So yeah, all those little things really, and let's face it, at the end of the day, the children, it gives them peace of mind knowing that mom and dad are being.
Understandable. I was reading something explain. I saw PruittHealth Home Health, a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, it's
Tell us
something
about
we're pretty proud of.
Should be.
So I had mentioned a few minutes ago about we have to report quality measures to Medicare. And among those are, did the patient transfer in bed? Has that improved over time? And we get 60 days to work with the patient. May not use all that 60 days, but we have to document the progress from the beginning through the end of the cycle. So different quality measures are, for instance, diabetic foot care. Did the wound improve? Just in general wound care from surgical wounds, did that improve? If a patient had shortness of breath, was there an improvement there? Is the patient able to breathe on their own? Are they able to breathe better with an oxygen assist? So, we also cover did they have a flu shot, pneumonia shot, and a big one that we assess is depression. And it's not something that a lot of people think about. And even someone who's depressed might not realize it. But depression is an underlying problem in our healthcare system because what happens is people become unmotivated to get up and move. And honestly, we could solve a lot of the healthcare problems in this country if people keep their legs and just keep moving, stay active. And depression is something that makes people want to be inactive. And then you can stop taking medications, and there's a downward spiral from there. So,
and that brings up a great point because it is in our business, right at home, dealing with people that live by themselves in the home. But that's what's so great about somewhere like the Cypress because of the social atmosphere, right?
Right, exactly, and total engagement, whether it's the mind, body, and soul, and we really work on that. And that's what seniors, that's what active retirees want, is the active. To be engaged, whether it be on our trips, whether it be just going to dinner, because that's such a social hour. So that is just total engagement is so important.
And I could see, from a standpoint of a therapist coming in to do a task, but yet they're there to help them. That's part of socialization too. There's a companionship there where they're actually getting with the patient may be alone, right, with no one in the home except for your therapist, right?
Absolutely, and that's what's very important about home health. Going back decades and whatnot, they used to not discharge people from the hospital and have any follow-up care for them.
Right.
So imagine this, you're a patient, let's say you had a stroke, heart attack, something maybe not as severe as that, but you get all of a sudden you're being discharged from the hospital, you've got all these doctor's instructions, all these medications, and we see polypharma patients all the time. I mean, it's not uncommon for a patient to be on 15 to 25 medications. And so now they're at home, they can't remember, oh, which pill goes with what. They don't, and even sort through just the medications.
Oh, sure.
It's very complicated for a patient. So I think where home health and where PruittHealth does a great job is going into the patient's home and going through the medications with them as soon as they're discharged from the hospital to get them going on the right track once they're home. And you know, I just saw a patient yesterday getting discharged from the hospital, and she's a little nervous about going home.
Yeah.
Kind of want to stay there, you know, when you're in the
The
hospital.
comforts of, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
they know
Yep.
they're well cared for in the hospital, and there's 24-hour care.
Sure.
So they can get a little nervous going back home, and that's where we help out. We come in with our rehab team and make sure that everything's going well and that the patient is continuing to improve, taking their medications, and we educate them. And we've had favorable outcomes. You mentioned the 5-star.
Yes.
I totally forgot to address that, actually. We did get 5 out of 5 stars. So Medicare assigns a star system to kind of report to the public how the home health agencies in the area are doing.
Right.
And 5 out of 5 is very good outcomes, low hospital readmission rates. So we're pretty proud of that, and it's something that we work for every month.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, we need to take a break.
Okay.
Stay with us here on the Senior Network. We'll be right back.